Mmm. Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're going to be taking a look at Number I's Blow Your Cover performance video as well as music video. I'm excited about it because this is my second time looking at Number I, meaning in regards to their discography. I know they are 3 members that came from a different group that now they've made their own group, which I think is kind of cool, and they get to have their own artistic freedom, which I respect immensely, and so I can't wait to see what we have in store here, so let's watch. A lot of tension in some of these transitions. Nice. Nice. Wow. Dope. Like, I appreciate the fact that that was in one take. Be still, my heart. Because I remember, and when I saw the dance practice for for GOAT, it was even their choreography, like dance practice video, was not in one take, but this was. So I already see an immense degree of progress in terms of being able to appreciate what they're doing because it was all in one take. Woohoo! Awesome. Let's go ahead and look at the music video right here, ready to go. Got it. Ready. Tension. Things are not on good terms. What a start. A fight, most likely. Are we like sinking all the way? It's a lot of sadness. that like a tear? Yeah, I'm so curious who choreographed this. Wow. That was so dope. They didn't say who choreographed it. Ah, hold on. Okay, so the choreographer for the Number I members is it Napo from S Kings? I'm not going to say their actual name, but I've seen S Kings as a group before, but like old footage. I haven't seen recent stuff, so interesting. Like that, it's like two completely different perspectives of movement. Like that felt like moving art to me. Like the other one felt like more on the niche of the R&B in aesthetic and in genre, and the choreography matched them doing that. But here, yo, like we gotta talk about both. So we're gonna start with the music video first. So yes, they are very sad. Just the beauty of the deep blue is so gorgeous. So the opposition of the Blow Your Cover, like actual font, like that's so beautiful, man. Yeah, the no, I like that. It's such a sophistication about it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Just even the beginning, the quality, it feels so, whoever color graded this, ooh, keep them, you know, that was so nice. So we're going to be talking about, it's more studio technique. So you got more ballet, contemporary, that type of technique. So we're not going to talk about the guys yet, just what the ladies in blue are doing. Blow Your Cover. It's, they have something covering their face, and the entire time you could not see their face. I love that. Even when they took it off, like that's crazy. That was so good on a cinematic side and on a direction side. This part right here is really cool. They're kind of bleeding. Quiet night, a sign of second hand. I touch your dimple on your waist. Ooh, that is intimate of a spot. Not like there's other more intimate places, but that's pretty like on your waist. Touch your dimple, and that's like back here. Ooh, boy. Well, he's we're like the same age, so I get it. Okay, but this. It's so interesting that like we have her using a sign of second hand. It's using hands, you know, to create a moment. That little boom boom, really love that. The absence of movement from people, how she's moving around whenever he pulls. Like anytime they pull the cover off their face is when they like go crazy. It's like an unhinged thing. I like how they had it crossed over with the hands covering up the eye and twinkling in, and I love the subtlety of his absence of movement instead of just his voice. Super cool. This was awesome. And it's like they're trying to get close, but they can't. That's so interesting direction-wise. And I love the stoicness and the breath that she has, too. The control is crazy. She goes and she puts it right back on. And then you have them hitting it. And there's a lot of tension in it, but the tension is so different. Their tension rides more so towards like internal and within the hips and in the legs. But the ladies have such like an elegant swan-like vibe. It's so cool, the contrast, but it works so well. And they're not moving at all. That's just so cool. Yeah, the part's fine. Yeah, I was not expecting to do this here at all. That was so cool. And she goes and she puts it up. And he's like, wait, it's very much of a storytelling. That's so cool. Puts it up, and he's like walking over, and they move over to the side. That's so cool. And that was a really nice transition. Look at this kick. Ugh. Beautiful. Gosh, just because you can get your leg up there doesn't mean it's pretty. That was a beautiful kick. The turn was really nice there. To first position, branching it up. Love it. Golly. And there's nobody there. That, I think, is a tear, right? And then they're not moving still. She has it held up. And notice the accent of the nail color is the color of the font. That's dope. And there's no music here. Ah, that's so cool. It's like we're story progressing now. He goes to pull it, and it's just freedom, flow, movement. Goodness gracious. Is there a modern vibe to this potentially? Could there be a folk influence? Possibly. I don't know, but I love it. The meltdowns, the breath. I love the freedom of just exploration because it's all complementary, because everybody's doing similar dynamics, because they're all within the same style. Super cool. But even here, they keep pulling off the girls' masks. But what's so crazy is that you don't really catch a glimpse of their faces at all. That is some incredible direction on getting some of these shots. Like I'm honestly more impressed with that than anything. That's so crazy. She's trying to stop him. But then they just collapsed onto the floor because he touched her. That's so cool. So notice when they try to approach him, they move away. But then once they touch him, they said, bye. And they're just laying out on the floor. I'm not quite sure what the imagery is, but I am a fan of it. That is so cool. It's deep. It makes this feel so deep. That's so cool. Yeah, and then it ends. I do find it interesting they also decided to just do a fade out instead of having a definitive ending. It's interesting. It doesn't bother me at all. It's just, that's such it's older. Like when you think early 2000s, that was the ongoing trend of a lot of pop music, was the fade out. And then we got more like punctuation at the end of our tracks. But here, it's not. It said, we're going to let this ride out and we're going to fade it. I love that kick she did. That was beautiful. She comes up. No music. Like, oh my gosh. Let's admire her for a second. That kick was gorgeous. Great form. That second was beautiful. Yeah, she was probably she's doing a mix of Ronajams. She's doing, on layer. Little arabesque. She did a little Ronajam on the floor. That was beautiful. That kick, gorgeous. Like, come on. Yo, that was freaking dope. Was not expecting to walk through the music video at all. I was just reacting to it. There was just so much good stuff in this. That was so cool. Now, back to the performance music video. Let's talk about this. Right here in the very beginning. Whoops, hold on. There we go. Oops. Completely started off. Here we go. Now notice that this feels similar in venue, but it feels more worn. And a lot of it is color grade, right? Second thing is what is happening in the environment. It's not, a lot of things that are there are either they look like broken or worn, like the chairs and that kind of stuff. It doesn't feel like that crisp contrast of colors like what you saw in the music video. It's so cool. And I'm giving it one more applause and a double thumbs up for the fact that it isn't a freaking one take. My dreams have come true. Let's look at number I and appreciate them in a one take. This is my technical first one. Here we go. The subtlety right here of the legs. They travel it up, that doo-doo-doo, and they use the bass. Oh my God. Gorgeous. Bringing it through. Little clap. And that, notice they use the shoulders to create tension as they make this a subtle fixed point to drop it down. Ooh! And bending those knees to the inside too. That little bass that sounds like a heartbeat. Boom, boom. Notice that going near the chest is what feels practical because the sound, when you hear it in timbre, it reminds you of a heartbeat, right? So I love that. And they take it that, bringing it around. I love that choice as well. Opposition of the chest is helping in so much contrast in the tension of these movements. That little boom, boom. And I love that when it goes boom, boom. Subtlety with the leg and with the head. Ooh, it bleeds over in the phrases. Choreographer, pop off. I love this. I love that too. Boom. And then there's just the subtlety of the click with the head down with the toe tap down. Ooh. Ooh, I love that with just a little roll, shoulder roll, because notice we had tension there, but rolling it through to make it look more relaxed as we reset it back up. And I like that you have your first feature. He has this little opposition. They also are shooting their arms up. They're in like a little fourth position. So they have their feet turned out, but some space in between them. Have their arms out as well. It feels like we're doing a little weight shift between the 2 feet. He's having his moment. Good way to have opposition. Does a little wave. Have my other guys do a wave with a little toe tap. Yes to that. And notice the breath there. It's similar to what those ladies were doing in the music video. It's, oh my God, the overlap. Regardless if it's subconscious or conscious, I love it because it makes it make more sense together, you know? Because the chorus is where you saw them dancing for the most part, but the verse is really focused on the ladies. So having these types of breath moments, specifically in the verses, carry a beautiful overlap of imagery from what was influencing in the music video. Regardless if that was on purpose or not, that's how I'm taking it, and it makes me appreciate it a lot more, and that's the beauty of art, everybody. Yes to that. They take this, like they're covering the mouth, making it a moment, and instead of pulsing forward, they pulse it around, making it a nice arching moment, which a lot of times when you see the style that those ladies do, there's a lot of this type of folding down, like a port-a-bras is what we call it. So having that pull from the side is really similar in nature, which I like. I like they bring it up, boom, and they pulse it forward, a little renajam through, they pick it up, they take it, love that choice as well, drop it here, and notice that he has a conversation, they take that arm up, it's a little fixed point, boom, boom, and they travel it down, and then we transition it over, little pas de bourrée, and then we do a nice syncopation of the arms, and then we take it, roll it to our hips, and then we make it a nice moment with the rotation of the chest to the front, with a little tap there, nice with a switch of the feet. Then they take it, that was so quick and very clean. Rotate that arm around to make it a nice dynamic moment as they drop to the floor. Still have your feature very clear to see. It's because he deviates just enough but complements what the other two are doing. So it feels like a trio, but you can clearly see him be the feature the whole time. Love it. They're there, they go and they switch the feet and then they use the head to really initiate on that bass. He hits it down, boom, and now they all match because they're coming up and he's down to match them, so they're all on the same page when they finish. Then they come up, boom, different choices. One has 2 hands, one has 1 hand, boom, and then one of them looks at his hands, the other one looks away, and then you have the one that's not looking at either hand. He's going to be my natural potential next feature, we'll see. Just because I just watched the music video doesn't mean that I know who is who, like who's going to appear next, even though I just watched it. And I just watched this, like I forget about that. And so, and rightfully so, I think it's good that I don't memorize it so much that I know, oh, he's going to be my next feature because I remember it, but it's because he's naturally featured in the choreography. So a total stranger who doesn't know who they are, who's never seen this before, can, by some way, shape, or form, know who's going to be featured next or whose voice is being physically represented. Because if you think about it, they're not lip syncing at all here either. And I kind of like that because it's a performance music video. It's not like a, what's the word? We're not performing this live right now, you know, like you could do that there. But here we're just appreciating the art of the dance. And that's something that is going to be naturally looked at is I can't rely upon who's mouthing the words. How am I able to find somebody just in movement quality, formations, staging, spacing, levels, things like that? And they're doing a great job of it so far. Love it. Because they're facing the back and who's the only one facing the front? Our feature. Chef's kiss. Love it. So he has this moment, I love that, boom, boom, with the swing. Ooh, really nice. They walk, hands behind their back, then they bring it in, boom, boom, look at the tension there. and they take it and they bleed it up and they kiss it. They go boom and boom. Do they have? They don't. Okay. Because I was going to say, if they had captions on, I may be able to follow the wordplay, but I get it for the most part, you know. It says, blow your cover, baby, blow your cover, right? So take it, follow your heart. Notice he gets it close to his chest. Follow your heart. He bleeds it through. Very nice reveal. My guy in the center. Everybody goes. It takes a really nice little releve, or they heighten or they raise up a little bit more so we can hear that, and then they go right there on the sound. He takes it through. He pulls it out. Boom, boom. Pulses with the leg to syncopate on that bass. Love that choice. He comes up. They go, wave, wave. Oh, so much going on. And we're only 49 seconds in, baby. Love it. Madonna. Notice that they were riding. I think they were riding on the heels for that moment. But let's look. So they go heel toe. So one's on the ball of the foot and then the heel, and they rotate it over. That's dope. Rotate those arms around. They take it. Really nice moment. They look at it as well. Right here into the course. Focal point choreo. How does it look? Great tension. Notice that they raise those shoulders. They make it a moment. They're creating a pocket within the chest to really make this go around. They're a lot cleaner, all three together here, than I remember seeing them from GOAT in that performance video. I do remember that. They are way cleaner here. And that was something that I was expecting. I wasn't expecting this degree of cleanliness from them in the performance version. I always expect it in the dance practice more because they have a mirror, they're a more familiar area. But even then it was cut, and I, of course I made a note about it. But here in this case, not only is it in a one take, yay, and I talked about that a lot. I know I feel like I keep reiterating, but I'm just so happy to actually have a one take now. But also the fact that they are so equal in how they're presenting the movement quality is really, really nice and very enjoyable. And it helps me appreciate the tension, the choices as to why one hand is lifted instead of two for somebody. And I feel the angst of what they're feeling, you know? It allows me those liberties because all of them are holding it down and I'm not so busy worrying about, ooh, he missed that move, you know? Because when it's kind of unavoidable if you think about it when you look at content, especially if it's a choreography video like this, you're gonna naturally look at that. Especially if you're not like a fan, because I'm not really a fan of many groups. I admire work, right? So in this case, I'm not really a fan. I'm somebody that has looked at their work before, so I kind of have a degree of expectation of what to expect. Very impressed with this. All that to say, fantastic job. It helps me, it makes my job easier because I get to talk about all the good things because there's so many good things. And there's not really too many constructive things. The pull out there, I love the choice of the speed up of the upper body. Really nice seeing that there. They take it through, they look away, boom, boom, with a nice little brush. Looks great. They take it over, and then right there, on the clap, and they look away. Woo, that's tense. Love it. They bring it through, boom, boom, they look away, and they have their hands all nice and set up. Nice little pull, that's tense. It's got a little intimacy sprinkled in, but some of his verbiage on his lyricism, dimples on your waist, yo, that's that lower back energy, you know what I mean? That's close, you close to somebody, you know? And so having some of these choices, they're not crossing any line. They're also adults too. They're in their late 20s, so go for it, you know? That's your concept, that's your vibe, that's your artistry. We're here for it. But how they're doing it is so tasteful, and it really does feel like there's some tension and angst behind it, which I think is great. It matches the vibe very well of the track and how they set it up in the music video. Great job. Then from there, boom, and then they take and they frame it around and then they syncopate it. Oh my God! They take it through, D. I really like the out in of the groove, pressing the weight into the front foot. So fun. They bring it around, really like using the tracing of the thigh to branch it through. I love that little shampoo action. But from there, they pulse it once again to rebound out of it. Goodness gracious. I like this motion right here with usage of the isolation of the hips, boom, 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 and then from there they turn it into more of a groove, traveling the energy from the hips up into the chest. Then they go right here to create tension once again, to make it a nice melt. Everyone's subtly different. Yes, you can see that one of them has his hands a little bit lower, but because of the camera angle, where they're angling in general is all subtly different. So them deviating slightly with the hands feels more like an individual conscious choice and not a, we didn't clean this part. Do you know what I mean? It matches the concept very well. That little blow your cover, love that. They branch those arms up. They're on the knee. They really shoot that leg out to the same degree of quickness as those arms, and it makes it really nice, a really nice speed change moment, so we can showcase that tension once again. This is the definition of a heartbeat of tension and speed changes and quickness and fluidity. Like, I love this so much because it feels like it allows me to have the feeling of the track in a physical way. Like the choreography feels like the music in my ears is how it feels on my body, like emotionally. Wow, fantastic job on the choreographer's part. I really, really like this choreo to the track. Then they snap it up. The subconscious musicality choices are just divine, because even the clap, notice a lot of times when you hear the clap, he's using the arms or the, or the hands to showcase that sound, but in a different way every time. Love that. That is timbre exploration through and through, which is really, really hard to do when you have repeated sound in your sound production and you want to emulate a certain texture or like intensity throughout the routine. That's really hard to do without repeating your fingerprints, but he does a great job. They did a great job. They have it crossed over. I really like that. And there's the subtlety right there where they're using the hips and the chest to make a nice little rotation of opposition. Love that choice. Not quite the cleanest in that one little section. It's a one take. I'm impressed. Who cares? I like this with a heel toe, and I love the subtlety and the tension right here. Still using that chest and the shoulders, just like you saw earlier here. It feels like we're still going in that, but we're traveling it, making it more full in the kinesphere. And like pull it over to the side. Looks great. Little boom, boom, little ball change on the bass. And then they get it right back to the front. Then we take it down. Like the movement doesn't stop, but we get to accent through all of it. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Yes, the total vibe. We come up, boom, boom. Nice little head tick there. Boom, doom, doom. Love that little clap action right there. Love it right here. Da-da-da. They go, they turn around. Feature, very easy to know because he had the same arms, but he didn't rotate. Easy for us to clock him. They're all nice and still, not moving until there's a very particular part. Do-do-do. They go, branch those arms up. He has his arm up too, but it's more conversational. They make it more like an intention on the choreo. Then they pull the opposite arm. They actually take it, they pull, and then they have a little wrist rotation at the same time. My other guy is just communicating. He comes back in. I like how they extend those fingers behind them. Really nice. He goes a little da-da-da-da. And they do a little kick out right there, which is nice. My feature is still pretty easy to see because he is the only one that went the opposite way. So that was really, really clean formation change or feature change. So they go and they done a little praying to transition, and one of them stays still. The other one's facing the opposite way. He brings it around. The story. He takes it, boom, da-da-da-da-da, branching that finger up, ding, 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 ding. And then they all branch it out to frame it well. Bring it back in, boom. Also with their fits, they do give me that 2000s fashion vibe of angsty art. Like, it's giving that era for me, personally, 90s, which I'm a fan of. It looks cool. Matches the track well. I like this part. Dee-dee-dee. Really nice. Then they rotate it around. More individualized on this choice. That was dope. Dee-dee-dee. And rotate it. Boom, boom. I really like that. Pop, pop. So they pop that. I like that. That pull, once again, pull, pull. The pull is different than the pop, even though it's the same bass. Snaps to that. Love it. I like the pull of the chin there. Great way to transition them over with that step. My other feature going the opposite way. Little dee-dee-dee. Love that tension build up. And then we go when we rotate right here. Yeah, right here into the next chorus. And they're closer in the formation. Boom. And the do-do. And there's more sounds. There's more vocals happening in the second chorus. Little brush. Choo-choo. Click, click, tension, different camera angle. It really helps with it because these types of things can be very stagnant very quickly when you repeat choreo in a similar formation. When you're dealing with a trio, it's kind of inevitable. You're going to repeat formations, but it's how you get there, how you get out of it, what you're doing, your content, that kind of stuff. So for me, camera angle really helps here. Great job on their part. The pull through, I like that part. Boom, boom, good transition. Travel it in, that dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. I like how they drop it down. They take it and rotate that leg around. You have this little moment here, that pulls. Love that choice. Once again, they step, reset. Nice subtlety happening once again. Look at that. Woo! And they drop. They said, we don't need hands to get low. Okay. And they slowly come back up. Boom, boom, boom. It's sensual, but so tasteful. It's like a gentleman's sensuality. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's like, it's a weird way to say it, but that's really the only way I can word it. But it works. It's a total vibe. That's so dope. That right there, that, and then notice the tension right there to the speed change, so we can appreciate both and the transition so much more. Wow, the pulse here, bringing it right back up again. There's that boom, boom. I like the close up there because it was more far away the first time, but now we get a little bit more of the conversational, like facing them in this moment. I like that. TD, and then he moves through. And I like that they're traveling over. That was really nice seeing that too. That motion too is great. Bringing it through. They throw, and then they reset in the back. Love that. Oof. Ooh, with the head. Then they throw those arms. Amazing. Then right here, boom, the subtlety of that. Once again, awesome. And they switching the weight and switching the rotation of the leg depending on where their weight is. Goodness. The pull, they step, nice little pivot, but notice the quickness of the stop, made it a picture moment, and then they melted out of it. Oof. And then right here, they're melting towards the back, similar to the transition that they did over with two of them with the feature, but the arms are different, so it feels different. Camera angle's also different. Dun, dun, da, da, and then he goes, he melts over. So I have a feeling his is a little bit more da 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 da. I think that's his vocals, and then he goes da 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 da, and then he's gonna be my next feature because he's the only one that hasn't had a vocal moment yet in that section, which is now. Yeah, I like that. He branches it over, nice little kickball change action happening there. He brings it through, boom, boom. I love the fact he didn't just throw it. He reestablished his fist for the sake of the bass. Yes. He goes and he turns really nice. He's spotted. That's what really helps with rotations. If you don't spot, I mean, in figure skating, I know they don't really spot there, but in dance, spotting is always helpful. It's mandatory in most styles, like ballet. You gotta spot. Like it's the only way to be able to do some of your turns. Well, not the only way, it's the correct way in the style. So I do appreciate the turn there. And notice it did feel like it lagged just a smidge, but hey, shout out to him for that. Like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, kind of feel like he added an extra. He probably added a little extra hit of the legs to get that rotation on the third one. I liked it. That was really good. And there's that subtlety once again in that groove. Love that. He's the only one moving, similar to what we saw earlier. He's not pulling, but his groove, but he's moving it more towards the front, and he's the only one doing it, so it feels different. He hits it. Boom. I like that. He hits it, and then they all hit it with the leg. Get him right back in, and then we do that little shoulder roll again, and then we throw it down. Woo! And then right here they go. Now, something interesting, we're starting to fade out the music. So you would naturally expect the choreography to start fading in intensity as well, because that would make sense if you're going it front with your music a decrescendo. So it's going from loud to soft. You would expect your movement to go from loud to soft if you want musicality to be something that matters, which has mattered the entire time I've watched this. So incredible. But notice right here, notice the intimacy of just these touches. It feels like a little baby surrender right here. They take it through, boom, nice subtlety, matches some of those little accents that they did in the beginning. They do a nice little shoulder, and then notice the simplicity of the melt as they come out of that. Like, when I tell you the impressiveness of what we just watched in different things than you realize. One take, it's so impressive when you always see a one take in a performance format. I love that when I see it in K-pop, and I love seeing it here. Second thing, all of them got my attention when it was their feature the whole time. The whole time. There wasn't a single moment I questioned who my feature was. That's also impressive. Third thing, they all looked good doing the choreography. There wasn't really any times where even if they deviated slightly outside of being a feature, it didn't take away from the integrity of what you were watching. That's also awesome. The musicality on this, matching tone, genre, angst, emotion, and overall aesthetic, incredible. So for me, I think out of Goat and out of Blow Your Cover, I think Blow Your Cover blew it out of the water in terms of just the choreography to the music. Now, I'm a fan of Goat. I love it. It has a really nice viral moment. I still need to learn it. I feel like I need to because it's just fun. But I feel like they mesh way better on this than I saw them mesh on Goat, but they meshed pretty well on Goat, which speaks a lot. So for me, this gets a double thumbs up. I loved this. I'm excited to hear y'all's thoughts on it too. This was sick. What a great comeback for number I. I'm so glad I got to catch this right when it popped off, right when they relaunched the performance version so I could see both versions, because if I just watched the music video, I would not be expecting what I got. And I'm so glad I watched it in the order I did, and we took a look at it in this way today. Wow, yes for one takes, yes for the track. This was great. If you want to see more number I always do my best to try to stay on top of that group specifically and a couple other J-pop groups because I caught them at debut or re-debut for the members. And I think it's been really exciting to hear the commentary that you guys bring to the table as well. And it really makes you think. This one was so artistic in such a different way. I was not expecting it. So that was awesome. Once again, my name is Jess. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.